Yeah. What's up? It's that boy Coach Malachi Williams in the building. We back. Numity Today, USA Boxing. We are back. We back in this BIH, man, with another one. Yes, sir. We back with another one. You know what I mean? Today gonna be a good show today. Been doing a whole lot of thinking on some things. And a lot of this stuff that people be arguing and debating about online is so easy for me to destroy, debunk. It's like taking candy from a baby. It's really too easy. Because it's all about asking the right questions. Most of the time, people respond and say things just based on how they feel. Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. Let me make sure. All right, I just wanted to make sure my volume was good. Can everybody? Let me see. Can everybody hear me? Let me see something. All right, yeah, I'm good. All right, I'm good. Everybody should be able to hear me. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Most of the time online, it's always going to be how they feel. It's never going to be based on any facts. It's going to be based on how they feel. If you talk to anyone online and you're having a debate with them or something, well, I feel it should be like this. Well, I feel it should be like that. And when you ask certain people, okay, what is the criteria by which you came up with your decision? You will find that they really didn't have a criteria. Their criteria was based on how they feel. Their criteria was based on if that fighter is from their city. That criteria was based on if that fighter is of their race and nationality. But it's never going to be based on facts. It's never going to be based on things that are tangible. You get what I'm saying? You know, like Halim, he says he called Lennox Lewis a bum. It's not based on anything's facts when he says that. It's based on how he feels. He doesn't like the guy. But is it a fact that Lennox Lewis is a bum? No. That's how he feels, right? He feels that way, whatever the case may be. Halim say crybabies are alive. Halim, you might be considering yourself. You might be considering yourself in that category as well. Because sometimes when you say something, sometimes when people talk, when you point one finger, you got three coming back at you. You get what I'm saying? But that's just for anybody. But when you ask them, what is the criteria? How do you judge whether a fighter is good or not? How do you, when you come up with this pound for pound list, what is the criteria? What is the criteria for which you came up with this list? Me, I don't give a damn about it. Myself, and everybody's in an uproar about pound for pound list. They see what ESPN have. Do you see what Ring Magazine has? Guess what? I don't care. My criteria is different. Your criteria, it may be based on popularity. Your criteria may be based upon if the fighter's white or not. Another guy's criteria may be based upon whether the fighter's black or not. This guy's criteria may be based upon whether the fighter's Hispanic or not. Has nothing to do with boxing skills. And 90% of the stuff that's going on online literally has nothing to do with boxing skills. It's all about how they feel. If you hate somebody, hate is a feeling. That's a strong emotion. If you love somebody, love is a feeling. That's a strong emotion. And love can turn into action, and hate can turn into action as well. An action verb. These are action verbs, right? I'm going to show y'all where I'm going at with this today. This is going to be very easy. Let's give everybody who's here right now a round of applause. Let's get into this. And I'm going to talk to the people in the chat. Let me read this open soliloquy and we'll be good. Is Devin Haney, and I'm not saying he is or he isn't. But is Devin Haney the most disrespected undisputed champion? What about Canelo and Jermell Charlo? Devin Haney and his fans have been on a tear lately on Twitter over Devin Haney not being ranked on Ring Magazine's pound for pound list. Damn, I got to give me some water. I didn't get no water, damn. Even though Haney does possess the Ring Magazine title. Now, I can't lie. I really don't care. But it is kind of strange, or maybe it's not strange, not to have a guy on your list who is currently in possession of the Ring Magazine belt. But I look at this from two different ways. You know me. So, I learned a lot about being online because I noticed that when I was dealing with certain boxing communities like the Wakanda Ikes and the Fury fanboys and the Flow-Mos and just dealing with different fan bases, right? The Wildettes and stuff like that. Dealing with different fan bases, I realized that these guys, all the Tank fan base, these guys always argue both sides of the coin. Certain YouTube channels, they argue both sides of the coin. When they'll say heads when it fits their narrative. And when you destroy heads, they'll say tails. And when you destroy tails, they'll go back to heads. You can't beat these guys. True. But when you have a criteria and you stick to it, you judge everything based on that criteria that's based on facts. This is why New Media Today USA Boxing, we have the 16 commandments. The commandments over here, and I got to show them again today. The commandments over here is the criteria that we go by. The commandments over here is the criteria that we go by. We have a criteria that we go by. I go by that criteria. That's criteria I go by. I go by all 16 commandments. And I can't say everybody in the chat does. All the subscribers do. But I go by all 16 commandments. That's my criteria. But anyway, let's continue. But it is kind of strange not to have a guy who has the Ring Magazine, who has the Ring belt on your list, currently in possession, currently in the pound for pound. But the question I have is this: do we have any cases where guys who have held the Ring Magazine belt that has not been put in the pound for pound list? I'm pretty sure we have some fighters that have held the Ring Magazine belt before, but that were not included in the pound for pound. I'm pretty sure we do. And if we do have a case where guys held the Ring Magazine belt, but were not put on the pound for pound list, that says a lot. That clears up a lot. A lot of Devin Haney fans feel he's the most disrespected amongst the other champions, especially the Undisputed. And in men's boxing, guys, there are only 3 fighters who are currently undisputed in their respective divisions. Saul Canelo Alvarez is 1. Jermell Charlo is 2. Devin Haney is 3. For me, it's a non-issue. Why? Because you can't make people respect you, nor can you make people like you. Throughout history, there have always been fighters who the mainstream media did not like. Am I saying that the mainstream media do not like Devin Haney? No, that's what I'm not saying. So I don't want anyone putting words in my mouth. But some of his fans feel that way. But let's continue. Devin would not be the first nor the last. But I think this I think this kind of bothers him. I think this kind of bothers Devin Haney because he's seeking validation from people who give 2 fucks about him. And this is Devin Haney's problem. He's looking for validation from outfits like ESPN, from outfits like Ring Magazine, from outfits like Boxing Scene. He's seeking validation. Fighters are always seeking validation from the mainstream media. They've always done this. And they feel disrespected when the mainstream media does not view them the way they feel that they should be viewed. Haney is a multi-millionaire, and he has all the belts in the lightweight division. And there's nothing, and I mean nothing, that anyone can do about that. What do you say? He's email champ, pillow fizz, style is boring. Guess what? Email champ, pillow fizz, style is boring is the undisputed champion.
True.
I guess that pillow fizz style is boring, and it worked perfectly fine for him. I guess it did, right? But Devin Haney critics do feel that he's throwing a temper tantrum, and they may have a point. They may have a point about that. His critics feel that he's throwing a temper tantrum. They may have a point. Or maybe they may not have a point. Right? This is what happens when you are seeking validation from other people. When you do that, it will always lead to disappointment every time. When you seek validation from other people, you got to take my approach. I don't give a fuck what a motherfucker think about me. I can give a damn. I got enough friends. I'm good. I'm Gucci. Right? And if I'm a multi-millionaire, I can give a damn about me getting validation from anyone. But I asked the question, have there ever been cases throughout the history of the sport of boxing where someone has held the Ring magazine belt and not been added to their top 10 list? What is the criteria for the Ring magazine's top 10 list? That's a good question. What is their criteria? Even Jermell Charlo chimed in to give Devin Haney words of encouragement when he stated, and I quote, "Don't let no man discredit you for something that you work your life to accomplish. Enjoy your straps. We know what it is. Their opinion don't matter. Keep eating. Your reality is Hall of Fame." I do have the receipts where Jermell Charlo said this. Can't take it away from you. One day your kids will enjoy what others can't. Now, I think Jermell Charlo made a valid point right here, and I totally agree with him. When he said that don't let no man discredit you for something that you work hard for to accomplish your entire life. And the reason why Devin Haney is upset is because he's looking for validation from other people. He's looking for other people to give him his props. That's the problem. If you take my approach, man, I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. You'll be all right. You got a lot to learn, young man. You ain't but 23 years old. You got a lot to learn. You ain't but 23. You've accomplished a lot more in your life than I probably ever will in my life. But you ain't but 23. You got a long way to go. Don't worry about it. Just keep breathing. Enjoy your straps. We know what it is. I got an idea what Jermell Charlo was hinting at when he said, you know what it is. I agree with Jermell Charlo. I've seen all-time greats like James Toney, Roy Jones Jr., Marvelous Marvin Hagler, Lennox Lewis, Winky Wright, Pernell Whitaker, Larry Holmes, and so many more not get the respect that they felt they deserved from the mainstream media. Larry, what's the new dude name? Larry Merchant was one of the biggest haters I've ever seen in the sport of boxing. Larry Merchant. Some people who I'm all right with, they may love Larry Merchant. I gave two fucks about Larry Merchant. Just being honest with you. He stayed shitting on fighters, especially non-Eastern European fighters. It's facts. So we give a fuck about that, right? So this is nothing new. But it's how you handle it is what matters. My advice to Devin Haney is this. Learn to deal with it and move on. Make your money, embrace it, and keep on winning. You're in the history books. You're the first undisputed lightweight champion of the world in the four-belt era. And there's nothing that your critics, your haters or detractors, or the mainstream media can do about that. Nothing. Your problem, Devin Haney, is this. This is where you are at fault at. Your problem is you care too much about what they think about you. You care too much about what they think about you. The pound for pound list is subjective and is based on popularity. It's not based on facts. The pound for pound list today is very subjective and based on popularity. It might be based upon whether you're white or Eastern European. It might be based upon whether you're from the hood and you're black. It might be based upon whether you're Hispanic or not. Or it may be based upon whether you have Instagram followers or Twitter followers. It may be based upon whether you selling out the Barclays Center. It may be based upon whether you are getting litty. You're litty. It may be based upon a whole lot of other things that ain't got nothing to do with boxing. It has nothing to do with accomplishments at all when it comes to pound for pound lists in today's time. At the end of the day, the success is the best revenge. And you already won, right? So focus on George Kambosos and stop worrying about not being on Ring Magazine's pound for pound list. Let's continue. We got a super chat. Let me get to my main man. Somebody gave me a super chat. Let me see. Let me find the super chat. Shout out to Toon.
Hey, okay.
For dropping that half for bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Toon, salute to you, my brother. What you say, fam? You said I was saying yesterday certain channels said Kambosos was a cherry pick for T.O. to duck Devin Haney. They said Undisputed trumps mandatory. Now that Haney beat Kambosos, he's a world beater. I didn't understand it. Yeah, you know what, Toon? I get exactly what you're saying. I'm going to break all this down today, Toon. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button. I want to thank everybody. We got over 14,800 subscribers. We will be at 15,000 soon. So I just want to appreciate everybody new subscribers who signed up. I will be covering other sports outside of boxing. I'm going to do more, I'm going to cover MMA as well now. Because boxing is pretty much getting too dead for me. So I got to cover other sports on this channel as well. Try to bring a different audience to the channel. Shout out to my brother too, man. I appreciate the super chat.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
But Toon, you get what I'm saying? I totally disagree with what the other channels are saying that Kambosos was a cherry pick for Teofimo Lopez. How can a mandatory be a cherry pick? Please make that make sense to me. And just because Devin Haney beat Kambosos doesn't make Devin Haney a world beater. So both of those things are wrong. Both of them are wrong. Shout out to my sister Bless 365. Yeah. Shout out to Dundada, what the leg read. Halim in the building. Digo, what's going on? Shout out to Knockdown 305, my brother Dade County representative. Mr. Calderon, it is what it is. Mr. Calderon, what did he say? He said, Coach, I'm trying to tweet my way to...
True.
Hey, what you say? Stop fighting for the white man's approval. Exactly.
True.
And you know what's so crazy about this real talk? These same dudes, and I'm not saying that's Devin Haney. I'm not saying that's what he's doing. But these same dudes, real talk, they'll talk all this revolutionary stuff. They'll talk all this Wakanda. We got to fight the system with the racist white man, this and that. And you hear this from our brother in Thailand, Dante's Boxing Nation. You know, when you hear this from this brother there, and shout out to the brother. You know, I don't agree with 99% of his content, but that's neither here nor there. The brother's doing his thing. He's been a legend in the game. But the thing that gets me is this. You will say in one breath, the white man is racist. You will say in one breath, Hispanics are racist towards blacks. You will say that, hey, they don't treat us right. They don't treat us fair. We already know what it is, right? Okay. So if you know they don't treat you right, if you know they don't treat you fair, if you believe that they are racist against you and they don't like you and they're never going to give you a fair shake, if you really believe that in one breath, this is the both sides of the coin argument. So if you believe that in heads, if they confirm everything that you already believe of them, why would you get upset and mad at them for not doing the things that you feel that they should do for you in order to give you the validation that you want, while acknowledging that they are not going to validate you or give you any credit for anything because of your skin color? Please make that shit make it make sense to me.
True.
You bitch, moan, whine, and complain about what they ain't doing for us. Wow. But you're seeking validation from the very same people who you say that are against you. If you really truly feel that way, why are you seeking validation from people who don't give a damn about you? That's just like the sheep seeking validation from the wolf. Man, the wolf don't want to acknowledge me. Man, every time I turn around, the wolf always eating us. But he don't want to even recognize me. He don't want to recognize me. But why would a sheep be worried about seeking validation from the wolf? Just food for thought.
True.
Just food for thought. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways, Bless. You see what I'm saying, sis? You can't argue both sides of the coin. You trying to seek validation from other people in one breath while acknowledging that they don't give a damn about you in another breath. You get what I'm saying? So I will body anybody on this subject matter. I will. I accept whatever phone calls and the phone lines open. I'll body anybody on something. This shit is too easy for me. This is too easy for me. Now let's move on. Now the question I have is this. Have there ever been a time where people in that's been in possession of the Ring magazine belt, have there ever been a time that when Ring magazine puts out a top 10 pound for pound list, has there been a time throughout history and the history of the sport of boxing that a fighter who was in possession of the Ring magazine belt was not considered in the top 10 pound for pound? Do anybody know the answer to that? Because I don't know. I'm asking. I haven't done the research on it. I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't done the research on it. Shout out to Bruce Gas. Shout out to the Martin. What you say, fam? You say Haney knows it's a bad look. Casuals, eyes, not to be on pound for pound. Okay. Let me blow this up a little bit more. Let's see. He said Chat made a good point with Shakur Stevenson not being on the list despite Lenio. Now, the question I have is this. Halim said Julian Jackson. VQ Chris said, what about Stevenson? As a matter of fact, let's pull it up, fam. Let's pull it up. This is a nothing burger, guys. This is a nothing burger. This is really nothing to really be talking about, or, this ain't a Black Lives Matter moment when we're going to march through the cities and set the cities on fire. This is none of that. This is a young man by the name of Devin Haney who is upset because he's not getting the validation that he feels like he deserves from the white mainstream media. Right now, what did he say? He said Ring is known to be biased. They can't get over Loma and Camboso's loss. Right there, what did he say, fam? Julian Jackson. That's one guy. Okay. Phone booth, so he say, Coach, you complain too damn much. Phone booth boxing say I complain too much. If I complain too much, why are you here? Phone booth boxing. If I complain too much, you know what you can do about it? You can leave.
True.
You complaining about me complaining too much. So what does that make you? I didn't ask you to come over here. You can go back to the phone booth from which you came from, sir. I give two fucks about you. Please call in when the phone line's open. Let's see. Real Talk say, how was Undisputed? He say, how has Undisputed not fought top 10 in the division though? Okay. In my opinion, what you say, fam? You say, in my opinion, you say Loma still eating off of those 2 gold medals. Okay. All right. Knockdown 305 say validation. Okay. Dundada, what you say? You say Ring is biased. Yet multiple pound for pound lists have Loma on the list. So I guess everyone is racist. Hey, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Annalise said Loma is overrated in my opinion. Loma's a good fighter, but he's not as good as his fans think he is. He's not as good as his fans think he is. I mean, he's a good fighter, but that's about it. That's about it. Julio Guzman, what did he say? He said they consider Devin's style running. I think that's why, coach. All right, all right. The question I asked Julio was like, what was the criteria? Like, I wonder what the criteria is. You see what I'm saying? What's the criteria is? Jose said Loma has great footwork. Yeah, he has good footwork, but you know, I mean, he's a good fighter. I mean, he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He's not what they hyping him up to be honest with you. He's a good fighter though. JT says, I don't care too much about the Ring magazine or the We, okay. But most people don't realize it's like dozens of people who compromise the list. Who compromises the list, who comprises the list, I guess what we're trying to say. Comprises the list. Not just one person. Or in this case, Oscar as the owner. So you know what though? Some people feel like that's Oscar De La Hoya doing that. Some people feel that way because that's Oscar De La Hoya doing that. Steven, what you say? You say Haney can't expect to be on the pound for pound list after beating Cambosos. He hasn't done enough. He needs to build his resume. Now, I totally agree with that. The criteria, this is the criteria that I think, Helene say, Coach, this sounded like belts don't matter to boxing fans. This is the criteria. If I had a criteria for pound, my criteria would be how many top guys who you fought. And how do you determine how many who the top guys are? You say how many of the top guys who they fought. That's the criteria that it should be. Shouldn't be based on race. Shouldn't be based on if he's from my city. Shouldn't be based on any of that. It shouldn't be based on popularity. Shouldn't be based on how many, if you're popping on social media or not. It shouldn't be based on none of that. The list that's out now is based on all of these things I just named, in my opinion. It's based on all of these things. It's not based, and it's based on popularity. Lomachenko is very popular with a lot of different sanctioning bodies. So if anybody who put Lomachenko on their pound for pound list, for me, it's based on popularity. It's based on popularity because he's a popular guy. He's popular with the mainstream media. That's just how I see it. And I don't give a damn about about pound for pound list. My pound for pound list will probably shock every last one of you because my criteria is different. Shout out to Dundada. You say, I think Bam Rodriguez is a better fighter than Haney. And there's nothing wrong with thinking that. There's nothing wrong with thinking that. Everybody has something that they like. Shout out to Toon. You say, I don't know, Coach. Loma resume is solid. Okay, but some people would say that Loma, some people would say Lomachenko, he fought rigging down. He fought small guys moving up. He fought guys who was moving up that was small. Some people would try to poke holes in that. You get what I'm saying? What I'm saying, Toon, is every fighter, you can poke holes at every fighter's resume. And you can make an argument for every fighter. You get what I'm saying? It goes back to what? It's subjective to the individual. It's subjective to the individual. He's a good fighter. Lomachenko's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He said Loma resume is that good. Okay. All right. Faith to live by. You say, Coach, what can Haney do when all the top guys refuse to fight Haney? Loma and Tank, T.O. Ryan, etc., etc. Check this out, though. Check this out. This is the issue that Devin Haney is having. This is the argument that Devin Haney fails to realize. And this is what's going to blow up. This is what's going to blow up all those who feel that Ring magazine is racist. And, oh, man, they racist against the black man. Okay. All of those who feel that way. Some would say, how is Lomachenko on this list when he has 2 losses? He lost to a journeyman. He lost to Teofimo Lopez, and he hasn't fought in a year. That's a valid argument. That's a valid argument. Some would say Lomachenko deserved to be on the list because he's a 3-weight division world champion. But who you fight matters. So all of these are valid arguments. I'm not here to sway anyone's mind either way. I'm here to address the elephant in the room. All right, let's continue. I'm here to address the elephant in the room. Let's look at this right here. Let me share this screen. Let me share this screen, guys. This is what the fuss is all about. This is the fuss that all of the pro Devin Haney fans channels are saying. They feel that Devin Haney isn't getting any respect. Ring Magazine has Alexander Usyk here. Again, I do not know what their criteria is. But if I was to have a criteria, I would say Alexander Usyk probably could fit on this criteria. Not because of what he did in the heavyweight division, but because he did fight in the tournament. He did fight in the tournament in the cruiserweight division. In the heavyweight division, the only guy he really fought that would have been considered a top guy, depending on who you talk to, is two-time unified champion Anthony Joshua. He fought him twice. I don't think him beating Anthony Joshua twice would be probably good enough to put him on a pound-for-pound list just based on heavyweight. Just like I wouldn't put Tyson Fury as the number one guy in the heavyweight division because he beat Deontay Wilder twice. And he beat Vladimir Klitschko in the 12-round fight in 2015, 7 years ago, right? I'm going to tell you guys my criteria. My criteria is nothing like you guys in the chat. I can pretty much guarantee that. Unless you're an old school guy. If you're an old school guy, you already know where I'm going at with this. If you're not an old school guy, you're not going to understand where I'm coming from. My criteria is different. My criteria is not based on race. My criteria is not based on ethnicity. My criteria is not based on what city you come from. My criteria is not based on popularity. And my criteria is not based on how many social media followers you have. They got a new way ranked number 2 in their pound for pound list. Again, I do not know their criteria. I don't know their criteria, so I don't know. They have Terrence Crawford ranked number 3 in their pound for pound list. They have Errol Spence ranked number 4 in their pound for pound list. They have Saul Canelo Alvarez ranked number 5 in their pound for pound list. They have Vasily Lomachenko ranked number 6 in their pound for pound list. They have Dmitry Bivol ranked number 7 in their pound for pound list. They have Josh Taylor ranked number 8 in their pound for pound list. They have Jermell Charlo ranked number 9 in their pound for pound list. And the Ring Magazine have Artur Beterbiev ranked number 10 in their pound for pound list. Now, again, guys, I do not know the criteria from which they put their list together. So I can't say that their list is wrong or right. Their list is subjective to them. Their list is, what it's based upon, I have no idea. I have not spoken to the people at Ring Magazine to determine what their criteria was for making this list, right? But if I was to make a list, I would have Canelo Alvarez on there. If I was to make a list, I would have Alexander Usyk on there. If I was to make a list, I would have Terrence Crawford on there. If I was to make a list, I would have Jermell Charlo on there. If I was to make a list, I would have Josh Taylor on there. And that's it from this list that I would have on there. What do Alexander Usyk, Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, Josh Taylor, and Jermell Charlo have in common? See how smart y'all is. What do they have in common? And let me repeat. If I was to, listen, if I had a list, Alexander Usyk would be on that list. Terrence Crawford would be on that list. Saul Canelo Alvarez would be on that list. Josh Taylor would be on that list. And Jermell Charlo would be on that list. What do these 5 guys have in common? He said undisputed. It's not just undisputed, though. Because if it was undisputed, I would have Devin Haney on that list as well. I wouldn't have Devin Haney on my list And he's undisputed. And he's undisputed. And I'm not racist against him. This is no shade. But my criteria is different. So let me give you guys my criteria. I'm fixing to give you guys my criteria. Alexander Usyk cleaned out an entire weight division. He fought in the tournament. Alexander Usyk, if I was to pick someone that would be number one on my list, it would be Alexander Usyk. I'm going to tell you why it would be Alexander Usyk. And it has nothing to do with the heavyweight division. My criteria for Alexander Usyk has nothing to do with the heavyweight division. Oh, this going to fuck y'all up right here. This going to fuck y'all up right here. Alexander Usyk, out of all of the fighters on this list, Alexander Usyk, to me, is by far number one superior over Terrence Crawford, over Canelo Alvarez, over Josh Taylor, and over Jermell Charlo. I'm going to tell you why. Alexander Usyk went all over the world collecting belts. The level of difficulty for Alexander Usyk was a whole lot harder than anybody on this list. Alexander Usyk went to Russia. He had to go to the UK. He had to come to America. He had to go to Germany. He had to go to this man went to countries all over the world. And you know how hard it is to fight somebody and beat somebody in their own backyard. When you're fighting the judges, you're fighting the referee, all of the fans in the audience are booing you. You have to go fight in that level of hostility. Knowing that, hey, most people who come over here who from another country, when you're fighting their top guy, the judges most likely will rob you. So you had to beat a guy so thoroughly in his own backyard to where the judges couldn't rob you.
True, true, true.
Alexander Usyk his level of adversity was way harder than anybody on this list. The man went all over the world. Do you know how hard it is for a Ukrainian to go to Russia and fight a Russian and get a fair shake from the judges? Do you know how hard it is for a Ukrainian to come to America? And guess what? He wasn't knocking a lot of these guys out. He was beating them in 12-round decisions. So that means you have to dominate this guy so thoroughly for 12 rounds that the judges had no choice but to give him the victory. You see, you see, my criteria is different. My criteria is different. Alexander Usyk by far is number one above everybody on that list. And I gave a reason why it is. Has nothing to do with skin color, has nothing to do with ethnicity, has nothing to do with popularity. He's not a popular fighter. Don't nobody really know who he is. Has nothing to do with him being litty. He got ice. Has nothing to do with none of that. I just gave you my criteria. Now, let's continue. I'm finna go move on. Some would say, well, Devin Haney did that. Devin Haney went to Australia and beat George Kambosos. That is true.
True, true, true.
That is true. But who you fight matters. George Kambosos, let's be honest, there's nothing great about George Kambosos. And this is no shade to Devin Haney. I love Devin Haney. I do. George Kambosos is not a hell of a fighter. George Kambosos was a 13-1 underdog against Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is not a hell of a fighter. Oh, I just gonna hurt some people. What do you mean by that, coach? He lost to a 13-1 underdog. He's a good fighter. But he lost to a 13-1 underdog. He beat Vasily Lomachenko. Lomachenko lost to Salido. Lomachenko was a good fighter. He's a good fighter. But I don't look at Lomachenko the way other people look at Lomachenko. I just don't. He's a 3-division champion. I give him that. 2-time gold medalist. I give him that. But my criteria is different. I look at the level of difficulty. Alexander Usyk by far is head and shoulders above anybody on this list. The man had to go to other people's countries without even knocking out these champions. He stopped Tony Bellew. He stopped him. Hold on, guys. My camera is tripping. Let me go over here. My camera is tripping. Why is it tripping? I have no idea, but it is what it is. I've been going through issues with this camera. I have no idea what's wrong with this camera. But let me continue. I'm giving you guys my criteria. My criteria is the level of difficulty. When you go to 7 and 8 different countries, beating people in their own backyards. When you go to 7 and 8 different countries, when you clean out an entire weight division, that's another criteria. When you a traveling man like Alexander Usyk and you collecting infinity stones, the level of competition is harder. So, level of competition, this is my criteria. Level of competition. If I was to put together a pound for pound list, I look at level of competition, guys, giving you guys my criteria. I look at how many of the top guys you fought. So whoever got a top 10 list, whatever, how many of the top 10 guys you fought? How many top 10 fighters you fought? How many top 10 fighters you fought? Did you clean out an entire weight division? Did you clean it out? And in order to do that means you got to fight the guys who got the belts. Clean out division. That's another one, right? And then another thing I add in there is, how long have you reigned? How long have you dominated the division? How long have you dominated the division? Did you dominate the division? No one has dominated the lightweight division. This is why I don't think highly of Lomachenko. He's a good fighter, but he hasn't dominated the lightweight division since he's been there. No one has dominated the lightweight division. No. So, in my opinion, all of these guys in the lightweight division, whether it's Tank, whether it's Devin, whether it's Lomachenko, whether it's Comey, whether it's all of these guys on the same level. You can make an argument for Lomachenko and say he fought more top guys in the lightweight division. You can make an argument for that. That's a good argument. How dominant you were in your division? Definition of dominate is someone like a Larry Holmes. He had 20 world title defenses. Someone like what's my main man name? Bernard Hopkins. He had 21 title defenses. Beat every middleweight that came his way. You get what I'm saying? Marvin Hagler. Kind of hard to argue Marvin Hagler. Kind of hard to argue that. He dominated for like 7.5 years. His weight division, 7.5 years, dominated. So in today's time, it's hard to use that criteria. In today's time, I'm gonna tell you why it's hard to use that criteria in today's time. In today's time, these fighters hardly fight. In today's time, these fighters hardly fight. They fight once a year. So there's a lot of these guys who can't even be on this list. They don't even fight enough. But I'm saying that's my criteria. My criteria is level of competition. How many top 10 guys you fought? Did you clean out a weight division? And and did you dominate the weight division? Those are the four things that I go by. That's my criteria. Notice I didn't say nothing about race. I didn't say nothing about ethnicity. I didn't say nothing about what city he from. I didn't say nothing about whether he was popular or not. I didn't say nothing about whether he put butts in seats. I didn't say nothing about 70-20, 80-30, 60-40. I didn't say nothing about my fighter doing the heavy lifting. I didn't say nothing about none of that. I didn't say nothing about none of that. My criteria is different. You get what I'm saying? My criteria is different. He said Hagler won his Undisputed without putting his other titles on the line. Strange. My criteria is different, fam. Simple. Now, what I said is going to hurt a lot of people's feelings, but guess what? I care nothing about your feelings. I'm not in the feelings business. I'm not in the feelings business. Devin Haney, this is for you, sir. In order for you to get the respect that you feel that you deserve, you're going to have to fight all of the top guys in the lightweight division, or if not most of them. In order for Lomachenko to get the respect from me that his fans feel out that he deserves, he's going to have to fight the top guys in the division. He's going to have to fight Tank Davis. He's going to have to fight Lomachenko. I mean, not Lomachenko. He's going to have to fight Devin Haney. He's going to have to fight, what's the other top lightweights, guys? He's going to have to fight Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, he ain't done shit in the lightweight division. Why? Because he hasn't fought the top guys. He's going to have to fight Devin Haney. He's going to have to fight Lomachenko. He's going to have to fight Tank Davis. Guess what? Tank Davis ain't done shit in the lightweight division. Why? Because he's going to have to fight Vasily Lomachenko. He's going to have to fight Devin Haney. He's going to have to fight Ryan Garcia. That's my criteria. This is why I tell you that I don't feel the way you feel about your favorite fighter. I don't feel the same way, the way you feel about your favorite fighter, because my criteria is different. My criteria ain't based on popularity. My criteria ain't based on how you feel. I have a criteria. He said, no lie, you on point, coach. I appreciate that. So nobody in the lightweight division ain't done shit. There's some that done a little bit more than others, but for the fact of the matter is, none of the top guys in the lightweight division fought each other. The only one that fought each other, Teofimo Lopez fought Lomachenko. Teofimo Lopez fought Lomachenko. He said Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is not in the lightweight division. He's not in the lightweight division, Tune. Shakur Stevenson, Tune, is in the super featherweight division. We're talking specifically about the lightweight division. I'm not talking about the super featherweight division. I'm not talking about the heavyweight division. I'm not talking about any other division. I'm saying I just gave you guys my criteria. I just gave you guys my criteria. My criteria is not based on race. What you say, Tune? You say, I'm saying pound for pound list. Pound for pound list, I will only have 5 fighters, to be honest with you. Pound for pound list, shit. Pound for pound list, I would have pretty much, I have Jermell Charlo. I have, they got Josh Taylor on there. Josh Taylor cleaned out his division. He fought in the tournament. Josh Taylor has to go on this list. He fought in the tournament. Josh Taylor did. He fought in the tournament. And he came to America to win. So he fought the top guys in his division in order to get Undisputed. And he finished it off by coming to America. So he has to be on this list as well. Jermell Charlo lost his belt, came back and won his belt, and he beat the other champions in this division. Now, he beat Rosario. Rosario had 2 of the belts. right? I think he had 2 of the belts. Rosario beat Jared Hurd. Jermell Charlo beat him. So he won his WBC belt back. He beat Rosario, took 2 of his belts, and then he beat Castaño. So he fought three of the top guys. He beat 1 champion. He beat 2 champions. 2 or 3 champions he beat 2 or 3 champions he beat 3 champions in order to become undisputed. Saul Canelo Alvarez, he beat all of the champions in the super middleweight division to become undisputed. They say he fought Euro bombs. Okay, fine. But he still cleaned out the division. And Canelo Alvarez has had 62 fights, professional fights, 62. 62. Let that sink in. Terrence Crawford cleaned out an entire weight division. He was fighter of the year, 2 times fighter of the year, 2 times Ring Magazine, and he cleaned out a division. Some say, oh man, that weight division was weak. He cleaned it out. Alexander Usyk cleaned out an entire weight division, and he did it while being on the road. I told you guys my criteria. Level of competition, how many top 10 fighters you fought, did you clean out a weight division? And if you didn't, I won't hold that against you. And did you dominate the weight division? What do I mean by dominate? If you are a champion, how long did you ring? How long did you hold the belts? That's why Lomachenko won't be on my list. You wasn't champion in the lightweight division. I don't know when he got the belt, but I think he got a belt. I don't know how many title defenses he's had, to be honest with you, but he didn't have that many. Then when he fought Teofimo Lopez, he got beaten, lost his belt. So, and if I hold that up to my criteria, level of competition, I think Lomachenko meets that, but he hasn't fought the top guys in the weight division. Tank Davis, he ain't fought none of the top guys in the lightweight division. And I don't think his team plans on him fighting that. Level of competition, for me, Tank Davis is lacking in that department. He fought a judo wrestler by the name of Roland Romero, knocked him out, and sold out the Barclays Center. He doesn't get credit with me for that. He get credit in Baltimore, but with me, he doesn't get credit for that. Ryan Garcia, he definitely can't be on that list. He ain't fighting nobody but makeup and lipstick. And Devin Haney won't be on that list because he beat George Kambosos. George Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez, and George Kambosos collected all of the belts except one, the belt that he needed to become undisputed. Devin Haney went to Australia, so I give him credit for that. I got to give him credit for that. He went to Australia, and he beat George Kambosos in his own backyard, so he has to get credit for that. But there are still other champions, not champions. There are still other top-level fighters in your weight division who you would have to fight and beat in order to be in my pound-for-pound list. You get what I'm saying? My criteria is different. My criteria is different. You don't get in the pound-for-pound list because you can sell out the Barclays Center. You don't get into my pound for pound list because you got a lot of ice or you got a lot of social media followers. You can't get on my pound for pound list because you're popular with the mainstream media. I'm just saying me. So if I was to put together a pound for pound, it'd be hard pressed for me to find 10 guys to put on there today. I would probably put somebody like a Katie Taylor on there. I could put Katie Taylor on the pound for pound list. I probably can do that. I'm going to have to look at Clarissa Shields and see how many of the top females she beat, what the level of competition was. I would have to look at that. I got to look at the lower weight divisions. chocolatitos, you know what I mean? You know, a lot of that plays a part. And guess what? In order to make my pound for pound, you don't have to meet all four of my criteria. You don't have to have level of competition. The level of competition is number one. Listen, pound for pound rule number one. Your level of competition is number one. That far exceeds everything. I care nothing about you being undefeated. If you fought a whole bunch of tomato cans, you being undefeated don't mean shit. But let's continue. How many top 10 fighters you fought? That's strong on my list as well. Did you dominate the division? Meaning, if you were a champion, did you beat everybody that you stepped in front of that was in the top 10? And did you clean out the division? So some of your favorite fighters will never be on my pound for pound list, and they still have more work to do. Now, that's not to say that some of your favorite fighters, they won't be on my pound for pound list 2-3 years from now. Maybe they'll get on there 2-3 years from now, but they can't get on there now. They still have work to do. Destin said, he said, put a pound for pound list together, coach. I will put a pound for pound. A lot of people have been asking me that. I will put a pound for pound list together. And guess what? And I'm giving you my criteria on what my pound for pound list is going to be. My pound for pound list is going to be based on the level of competition you fought, how many top 10 fighters you fought, did you clean out the weight division, and did you dominate? Was you a dominant champion when you had the belt or belts? Did you dominate the weight division? Those are my criteria. Real talk. He say seriously, coach. Coach is taking Haney apart himself, and he's ignoring everything, still trying to argue with us. Who, me? Who am I arguing with? Who am I arguing with? No, I'm not arguing with anyone. I don't know if you're talking to me, you know. And I'm not throwing any shade on Devin Haney, Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, Vasily Lomachenko, Errol Spence, Shakur Stevenson, Artur Beterbiev, anybody. I'm not throwing any shade at any of those guys. I'm telling you, this is my criteria. And I have a right to a criteria just like anyone else. This ain't no shade to nobody. Some dudes who are not on my pound for pound list, they may end up being on that pound for pound list. Let's say if Beterbiev beats Dmitry Bivol, or if Dmitry Bivol beats Beterbiev, guess what? They make a strong argument for being on my pound for pound list. Why? Because they clean out their division. They didn't just fight one guy, become undisputed. They cleaned out their division. You get what I'm saying? They fought the top guys in their division. So once they fight each other and someone become undisputed, then I can say, you know what? The winner of that got to go on my pound for pound list. So I may only have like 5 fighters, 5 or 7, maybe 7 fighters on my list right now. You say, coach, if you're undisputed today and didn't do it the hard way, you should be on that list. Should you be on that list? No. You shouldn't be on that list. No. I'm saying, but that's my criteria though. That's my criteria. Dirk have you mentioned, you have not mentioned the monster from Japan. Nah, he can get on my list once he's fighting for undisputed. I think his next match is undisputed. Once he become undisputed, and a new way makes a strong case. He makes a strong case. But a new way, if he gets on, in order for him to get on my list, and he's a bad boy, I would have to look and see how many top 10 guys he's fought. See, that's what I haven't looked at. I got to look and see how many top 10 guys a new way has fought. Now, he's fighting the other champions. So you can say, well, he got to be fighting other top guys. He's fighting other champions. Yeah. So that right there, a new way might have a strong case on my list. And I don't have a problem putting him on there. I think once he beats this other guy, for me, because Inoue is one of my favorite fighters, the monster. He'll go on that list. He'll go on that list. Hands down. That means he cleaned out his weight division. He dominated. And he'll go on that list. He'll go on that list. Hands down. Hands down. Hands down. Let's see how many likes we have. We got to get 300 likes, man. We got to get 300 likes. Let's get the likes up. We got almost 400 people in here, man. We got almost 400 people in here. So for me, hold on. Shout out to Southpaw Killer. Hey, okay. Dropping that $2. Bam, super chat on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Southpaw Killer, what to say for me? Say Inoue opponents 2 fights ago was ranked 40. Yeah, I didn't know.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
If your fighter is undefeated, but he got a resume of guys like this.
Show us something. Oh shit. Slow down. Killer instinct.
He don't get on my list.
True.
If you tell me your fighter was 40-0 with 40 knockouts, and he's fighting guys that's not even ranked, and he only has one top 10 fighter or 2 top 10 fighters that he's fought in his entire career, he don't get on my list.
True.
He don't get on my list. I don't want to hear nothing about your fighter knocked out all the dudes he got in front of. Yeah, but who he fought matters. You see what I'm saying? Slide a deal. He say, Coach, do you consider people who have been found to use steroids on your pound for pound list? You know what? Slide a deal. Check this out. Boy, you make a hell of an argument right there. Slide a deal. Boy, you make a hell of an argument right there, boy. Boy, you make a hell of an argument right there. You can literally say that, you know what, if a person got popped on PEDs, that means he was a proven drug cheat. He should not be put on any pound for pound list. You can say that. You can say that. You can say that. Yeah, I see what you're going at with the Canelo situation. I see what you're going at with Canelo because of clenbuterol. I see what you're going at. But you get what I'm saying, though. You get what I'm saying? You know, like, yeah, man, my fighter 30-0 with 30 knockouts. Yeah, but who was he knocking out? Was he a top 10 guy? How many top 10 guys? How many top 10 guys did you fight? Did your fighter fight? My fighter fought the boogeyman of the division. Oh, yeah? Okay. All right. You better respect my fighter. Respect my fighter.
Nigga, when my name come up, respect it. Let's go. Stop playing with my fucking name. All 3 of y'all, stop playing with my name. I ain't gonna say it no more. Put some respect on my name.
Devin Haney say he won't respect. Devin Haney say he won't respect. Jaime Rivera say, Coach, your criteria is on point. I'm with you 100%. My criteria is an old school criteria. This is the criteria that I got from my uncle Benny. My uncle Benny Thomas. He's no longer here anymore. But this is the criteria that I got from my uncle. This is the criteria that I got from my uncle. And guess what? If you're going to use just a fan say, Coach, imagine that AJ would get if Fury watches Usyk. It's going to be funny but sad. And this is another criteria that I have. If you're going to go by if a fighter has been popped dirty with drugs, guess what? I can't consider Tyson Fury as one of the great heavyweights. You got to look at him as a drug cheat. And you got to say how many top 10 guys he's fought. That's why I don't have Tyson Fury is number one. I have him. I probably have. I think him and Usyk is pretty much on the same level. When I thought about it, because I had Tyson Fury as the number one heavyweight, but then I thought about Usyk, and then I said, wait a minute, what is the criteria that I'm going by to make Tyson Fury the number one heavyweight? He beat Deontay Wilder twice, and he beat Vladimir Klitschko in 2015 in a 12-round snooze fest. Is that good enough to make him the number one heavyweight? No. No. Because he ain't fought Joshua. He haven't fought Usyk. Now, he did fight Tyson Fury. He fought Dillian White. He fought Vladimir Klitschko. And he fought Deontay Wilder. But can you rank Deontay Wilder high? You get what I'm saying? Can you rank him high? Because when you look at Deontay Wilder's resume, he ain't fought nobody. His fans will look at this as hate and shade. It's not hate and shade. I can pull it up right now if you want me to. I can pull it up. You're not going to like what you see. So, Tyson Fury, for me, Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, once they fight each other, whoever the winner of that fight is will be the number one guy. That's how you determine who's going to be the number one guy. That's how you're going to determine who's the number one guy. What you say, he fought Vlad, but never came back for a rematch. Yeah, he never came back for a rematch. He got popped dirty with nandrolone in his system. So I hold that against him. I hold that against him. You got caught, you got popped dirty, and you refused to rematch. You refused to give Vladimir Klitschko a rematch, even though you had a contract to fight him. You get what I'm saying? So I hold that against him. But these fighters, they don't fight enough to even meet this criteria. You got fighters who fight once a year. Let me see how many likes we got, because I know you guys want to call in. So anyways, let me wrap this segment up. Devin Haney, your problem is this. You are trying to get validation from the establishment without taking into consideration what is the criteria that the establishment use in order to put their pound for pound list together. The question that you should have asked Devin Haney is, what is your criteria that you put together in order to do a pound for pound list? Because I do have your Ring magazine belt. Devin Haney says because I have the Ring belt, he should be put on the pound for pound list for Ring. But it doesn't work that way. Now, I don't know Ring magazine. I don't know anybody at Ring magazine. How you get on the pound for pound list is you use this criteria here. What was the level of competition you fought? How many top 10 fighters did you beat? Did you clean out the weight division? You beat one guy and got the belts. But you beat him in Australia. So that you get credit for that. But you didn't clean out the weight division. And did you dominate the weight division? You didn't dominate the weight division. You get what I'm saying? That rule applies for Vasily Lomachenko. So he won't be on my list. That rule applies to because I'm going to look at who he fought. Yeah, he a three weight division world champion, but who was he fighting? I'm going to look at that very strongly. You get what I'm saying? So I think Devin Haney, I think that's what you should have did. I think you should have figured out what was their criteria. Look, what was their criteria? I don't know their criteria. I'm telling you, my criteria, you wouldn't have been on my list. But Tank Davis wouldn't have been on my list either. Vasily Lomachenko won't be on my list neither. Ryan Garcia, a lot of those guys won't be on my list neither. A New Way, I got to look at it a new way. I got to see how many top 10 guys he's fought. But he has 3 belts right now. So I got to look at it a new way. He might be on there. Dimitri Bivol won't be on my list. He won't be on my list. As a matter of fact, I will probably only have 5 of these guys on here. 5 or 6, and that's it. The other 4, we have to wait to fill in. We have to wait and see what they do. Like, you don't have to have a top 10 just for the sake of having a top 10. You can say I got a top 10 pound for pound list, but I only have 6 slots filled in right now because I'm still waiting to see what other fighters do in order to fill in those other spots. I'm the only guy that will probably do that. I would have a top 7 list and said I'm still or top 6 list and say I'm still waiting on see what the other fighters do in order to fill out the other ones. Chris says number 1 is Usyk or Crawford. Now, Terence Crawford is my favorite fighter, but Usyk would be number 1, more so than Crawford. I'm gonna tell you why. Well, you know what? That's kind of tough too, because the argument for Crawford is this. This is the argument for Crawford. I'm gonna argue both sides of the coin, Chris, to be fair. You can say, well, Usyk is harder because Usyk went all over the world collecting his belts. And he's a two-weight division unified champion. He was undisputed in the cruiserweight division. He went all around the world fighting other guys, beating them in their own backyards to become undisputed. And then he became a unified champion in the heavyweight division. And he defended, and he gave the guy who he took the belts from a rematch, unlike what Tyson Fury did with Vladimir Klitschko. This is why Alexander Usyk would be number 1 over Tyson Fury for me. Tyson Fury had a contract to rematch Vladimir Klitschko, the guy who he beat to take the belts from. He got popped dirty for drugs. He retired, got on drugs and got on cocaine and other stuff, and said he had mental health. He had a mental illness. Alexander Usyk didn't do that. Alexander Usyk said, I'm going to beat you. And then to prove that it wasn't a fluke, I'm going to come back and fight you again. So Alexander Usyk would be number 1 now that I think about it. He's the number 1 guy. Heavyweight. Based on that. Crawford, the argument for Crawford is Crawford has been a champion for 8 years. Crawford is a 3-division world champion. Crawford is a 2-time fighter of the year. Crawford is Ring Magazine. I think he had the Ring Magazine so once or twice, something like that. Crawford fought quite a few of the top guys in the junior welterweight division. So he fought one guy that quite a few people was afraid of. Fought him in his prime on short notice. And then he came to the middleweight, the welterweight division. Small guy, little guy. He beat the guy that beat Manny Pacquiao, and he fought all of the guys that they put in front of him. Not only did he fight him, he stopped him. Now, you can say, well, he ain't fought the top guys. Well, that's due to politics. The top guys were with one promotional company. And then the top guy, who you guys say the top guy is, that he beat, they discredit him and say, well, that guy was going to retire anyways. They argue both sides of the coin. First, they said, well, if he beat this guy, we'll give him credit. Then when he beat the guy, we're not going to give him credit. So, but this is my criteria. Shout out to Southpaw Killer for dropping that half for bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Southpaw Killer say, Coach, Usyk beat Murat Gasev to become undisputed. He fought more than him to become undisputed. He fought more than him. Is he a great fighter? He said, you can only fight who wants you. Dev been ducked and still went undisputed. As far as Bud, who's been that dominant that long, Coach? Been a champion for 8 years. That's impressive. But who you fought matters. Fought Ricky Burns in the UK. Went to the UK. Fought Ricky Burns. Ricky Burns is that guy. You know, you beat a guy, and it went to a decision. So You get. I look at that, the level of difficulty too, fam. Yeah, but Usyk fought in the tournament though, dog. See that? You failing to realize that he fought in a tournament. It's not like he just fought one guy and became undisputed. You get what I'm saying?
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
I remember Vera, he say, Coach, that's why I fucks with you. You don't cap for nobody, not even Crawford, your favorite fighter. No, I'm not going to cap for nobody. I'm not going to do that. I try to take the emotion out of it and look at it. That's why you got to have a criteria. If your criteria is hate, if your criteria is because he's from your city, if your criteria is from, he's of your race, you got the wrong kind of criteria. If your criteria is my fighter is selling out, put butts in seats, you fight, that's the wrong criteria. So I don't rank the lightweight division really that high until these guys fight each other. He said you can say Bud beat bums. Just know he fought the best available. A lot of them guys jumping divisions didn't challenge Bud. Mikey Garcia didn't fight him. Facts. Danny Garcia didn't fight him. Facts. And plenty more dodged him. That's right. That is true. That is true.
True.
You can't persecute a fighter because other fighters is ducking him. You can't do that. And Devin Haney can make that argument as well. He can say, man, the other dudes don't want to fight me. They ducking me. He can make that argument. L. Harvey, you say, I hope Coach pulls on a New Age resume. We need to break down. You know what? I'm not going to lie to you, L. Harvey. I don't know. We can do that. And see, this is the criteria that you have to do when you rate fighters. We can do that. But let's do this. Let's look at what's going on Twitter. Remind me to do that, fam. Let's look at the likes. Damn, do we got the likes up? All right, we need 80 likes. 80 likes for me to open up the phone lines. 80 likes for me to open up the phone lines. This is the problem that's going on Twitter. Devin Haney is upset. Let's go here. Devin Haney is upset, guys, because I showed you the Ring magazine did not put him in their pound for pound top 10. I gave you guys a criteria that you can go by. So the boxing scientists said that no way Bud should be top 3 when he's not even considered the best in his division. He was undisputed over 5 years ago. People living in the past. You can't take away people's resumes though. If we go by what you say, the boxing scientists, check this out. How do you put Errol Spence in the pound for pound top 3? He became a champion 5 years ago when he beat Kell Brook. And he haven't fought all of the top fighters. He haven't fought Crawford. So, your argument to me is mute. Because your guy, Errol Spence, is not even considered the best in the division. If I go by your argument. Because who was Mikey Garcia? Mikey Garcia was a lightweight. Danny Garcia ain't beat nobody in the welterweight division. The only and Ugas is trash. You get what I'm saying? So, if we go by that argument, I can poke holes. I can poke holes at everybody. It's very easy for me to do, and none of them matches up to Usyk. None of them matches up to Usyk. None of them, except for there's some guys who come close to Usyk, but it is what it is. Jermell Charlo says here, he replies to Devin Haney, don't let the man He said, don't let no man discredit you for something that you worked your entire life to accomplish. Enjoy your straps. We know what it is. They opinion don't matter. Keep eating. Your reality is Hall of Fame. Whether Devin Haney goes to the Hall of Fame or not, it's too early to decide. He's only 23 years old. Can't take it away from you. One day your kids will enjoy what others can't. And Devin Haney is saying a lot of stuff. You know, just a whole lot of Twitter stuff, guys. Like, I heard a lot of people's feelings about their favorite fighters. Devin Haney fans, they're talking. They're saying, Devin boxing fans like you, but calm down. Nah. I see what he's saying. This guy, his name is Boxing is Dead Without Canelo. So we know that this is a Canelo fanboy. We know this is the Canelo fanboy right here. Chuck says Devin got in the ring and did what he was supposed to do. Have ever been in the ring before? I don't know what he mean by have ever. I guess he meant have you ever been in the ring before? Let's see. This guy here gave his 10 pound for pound list. He got Crawford, Inoue, Usyk, Canelo, Spence, Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis, Fury, Haney, and Jermell. This is a crazy pound for pound list. How does Fury make pound for pound? I have no idea. How does Haney make pound for pound? I have no idea. How does Tank make pound for pound? I definitely don't have no idea. Spence, I don't agree with that. Shakur Stevenson, he's not there yet for me. Crawford, Canelo, Usyk, I can see those. I can see them. Jermell Charlo, I can see them. I can see Jermell Charlo, hands down. These other guys, nah, not for me. This guy here said the performance versus Kambosos was incredible. A truly magnificent display. As Jay Charlo says, your reality is Hall of Fame. I totally disagree with this. He beat Kambosos, became undisputed. That does not make him Hall of Fame. Now that does put him in the history books now. He is in the history books, but he's not Hall of Fame. He's only 23 years old. It's not there yet for me. This guy right here says, damn, you're still in your feelings over this. Devin Haney's in his feelings about other people's opinion. He said, you are a true champ. Whether they like it or not, keep hustling, bro. Pay no attention to the haters. So this is what's going on. What you say, Mr. UK? You said that was sarcasm, coach. Oh, it was sarcasm? Who? Oh, that was sarcasm? Okay. You get what I'm saying? My criteria is different, dog. Let's open up these phone lines. Let's see, we ready yet? All right, we not ready. We're not ready. As a matter of fact, give me 250. We need 32 more likes. Give me 32 likes and we'll open up the phone lines. Fuck it. Because this is not gonna be a long live today. So Javon Soto said he'll never get respect until he quits acting like a victim. Respect should not be based on whether a person acts like a victim or not. Respect should be based on their accomplishments inside of the ring. You earn your respect inside of the ring. Shout out to Jaime Rivera for dropping that. Bam, cash up on your boy.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Yeah, that's how you earn respect in boxing. You earn respect in boxing. Oh, hold on, man. I pushed the cash app, but didn't even read what my brother said. Damn. The cash app is frozen. Hold on, let me see. It's frozen. All right. Shout out to Jaime Rivera. He say always dropping knowledge. Respect, coach. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
You get what I'm saying, though? Respect is earned inside of the ring. and certain side of the ring. Shout out to the Martin. You say Coach Inoue has been champ for 8 years too. Won his first belt in his 6th fight. 23-0, 20 KOs. Yes. Yeah. Again. The Martin. I said before. I say, look, man. That right there, hold on. That right there shows he's been in the same weight division, if I'm not mistaken. That right there, this is the criteria to Martin. Inoue, that means he dominated his division. That's check. Once he beats this other guy, if he can beat him, he cleaned out his division. That's check. And then you got to look at the level of competition. What if he's fighting other champions and beating the other champions? That's check, because the level of competition is good. And then how many of the top 10 fighters he's fought? You know, so if he's fought a lot of the top 10 fighters, and in order to clean out the division, in order to become undisputed, if he can do that, that's check. Inoue is a pound for pound fighter. True. That's the criteria. Two-weight division world champion. And he won a bantamweight tournament. That's the criteria. If he did all of that, that's the criteria. In my opinion, Ring said Loma was injured, so lost to T.O. not considered. That's an excuse. True. He said, what kind of shit is that? He was cleared medically to fight. Facts. Lomachenko is their one, though. Out of all of the fighters, if Ring Magazine said that, in my opinion, Ring said Loma was injured, so the loss to T.O. should not be considered. Listen, that is their one.
What about Rocky Marciano?
Oh, there they go. Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got to pull Rocky Marciano out their ass. That's the one. Rocky Marciano. Let me tell you something once and for all. Rocky Marciano was good, but compared to Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano ain't shit.
He beat Joe Louis's ass.
You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's their one. But that's neither here nor there. That's my criteria. There might be some guys, I probably have a top 7. Because there's other guys that I'm looking at trying to see what they'll do. You don't have to put 10 in there for the sake of putting 10 in there. You see what I'm saying? My criteria, shit, I might not have 10 right now. I might have to go look at some women, some people in the women's division to see. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It is what it is. But this what I won't do. What I see going on today, guys, is this. We need 5 more likes for me to open up the phone lines. What I see what's going on today is this. You have guys trying to find reasons to discredit other fighters who are champions. You will have people who will try to discredit Lomachenko. You will have people who will try to discredit Devin Haney. You will have people that will try to discredit Alexander Usyk. You will have people that will try to discredit Terrence Crawford. You will have people that are trying to discredit Inoue. You will have people that are trying to discredit Beterbiev. You will have, and see the fighters that are doing the most. You will have fan bases that will try to discredit the fighters that are doing the most while praising the fighters that are doing the least. True. That's the problem that I have. They will discredit a fighter that's undisputed, that's unified champion, that's fought more top 10 fighters, that's dominating. The fans today and YouTube channels, they would say he fought in a weak division. The tournament he fought in was trash. He's a Euro bum. All those fights don't matter, yada, 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 yada. But they'll praise another guy because he sold out the Barclays Center and he beat a guy that was a judo wrestler that had a 14-0 record. I can't make this shit up. True. I can't make this shit up. Phone lines is open, 530-494-9636, 530-494-9636. Number down at the bottom. Number down at the bottom. Phone lines open, man. Y'all call in, man. So this is the problem that I have. They discredit the fighters that's doing the most. And this is the problem that I have. So when you sit back and tell me that Deontay Wilder. He's a one-trick pony. And he is a one-trick pony. That is true. No shade on him. He doesn't know how to box. He has terrible footwork. His defense is terrible. All of this is true. This is not hate. He's a one-trick pony. You can't discredit Deontay Wilder in one breath, and then when you beat him, you say he was a world beater. Oh, I tell you, he was the best heavyweight in the world. He's the best heavyweight in the world. He had 40 knockouts. Well, you just said he was nobody. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
We did it first. Coach, it's me, Steve Kim.
Steve Kim, talk to me, fam. Talk to me, man. We did it first. Yes, sir.
As always, I'm listening to you, enjoying you in this afternoon here in LA. And Coach, just wanted to talk about two things. Number one, I completely agree with blood boxing yesterday.
Right.
In an era when guys only fight twice a year and so often, I think rankings are very subjective because it's not like other leagues where teams always play each other.
Right.
A certain set of amounts. So you kind of have a baseline of standards. There are none. And so everything is very subjective. And so, when a fighter loses one fight, they say, well, you can't judge a guy off of one fight. Well, I say, well, if he only fights twice a year, that's probably something you have to do.
Right.
In baseball, you can go on a 3-game losing streak and still be in first place and be a great team. You really can't do that in boxing. Right. The regularity is not there. Also, this is something that I've done for a while, and me and Mario have done it. I completely agree with you about the pound-for-pound list. Sometimes there's 3 guys that have separated themselves. Sometimes there's 6 or 7. I think right now there's about 5. I thought about 10 years ago it was Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao and everyone else. I don't think you need to always have a top 10 because quite frankly, sometimes those last 3, 4 guys, you're just grabbing guys out of the air. You really are. And personally, I wouldn't have Loma in my top 10. I just don't think he's been active enough. But I also think at the same time, you're right. It's not as if Devin Haney fought 3 or 4 belt holders to become undisputed the way Usyk did.
Right. Yeah,
so there has to be some context
Usyk is very,
to that. So I can.
Usyk is. I don't mean to interrupt you. Usyk is very impressive to me, man. Like I'm not. I'm just being honest with you. Like just the way he did it. But go ahead.
And I call him Meadowlark Lemon. He's the globetrotter. I mean, he has fought in more foreign venues than any fighter. He's fought all over America. He fought in LA, he fought in Maryland, fought in Chicago, then he fought in Russia, then he fought in Latvia, and then he fought in Saudi Arabia. I mean, that's the definition of a world champion.
Fought in the UK?
Yeah, against Tony Bellew, which was a big win. So I just think he checks all the boxes. And I don't want to take up too much time, but just for clarification, Coach, Inoue is a 3-division world champion. He won a title at 108, 112. He skipped 115, I believe, and now he's a bantamweight. So I think he checks all the boxes, too. And he also knocks guys out faster than anyone. I mean, he's knocked out guys that have never been knocked out in like 2 rounds. So if you really delve into it, Inoue is a guy that I'd certainly have in that rare class. And look, and last thing, after Josh Taylor's last fight, I bounced him out of my top 5. I just said, nah, he was terrible. I thought he lost. So you got to be fair about it. But anyway, Coach, I love the show. I'll keep listening, man. I love what you do.
Man, shout out to Steve Kim, man. Thank you so much, brother. Shout out to Steve Kim, man. Phone lines is hot. Phone lines is hot. God damn, boy, they calling in left and right now. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? A new way is it'll be in my top 10.
This is Ron from Norwalk.
Ron from where?
Rod from Norwalk, from Los Angeles County.
Rod from LA County. Talk to me.
Yeah. What's up, man? Just want to say thank you for your show, man. It's refreshing to hear somebody that's not biased. Not a big fan of Devin Haney, but he's only 22, 23. I think he has a lot of time to put some respect on his name, for everyone to put respect on his name. What I do like about him is it seems like he wants to fight everybody, and I can respect that, man. So I guess I want what everyone else wants, just everybody to fight each other, especially in the lightweight division. But just wanted to say thanks again, Coach, and continue on with your show, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir, man. Rod, thank you so much, brother, for calling in. LA, yay. Salute. You see, guys, when you have a criteria for making your list, it takes all of the emotions out of it. You don't have to, and I'm glad Steve Kim agreed with me. You don't have to have a top 10. You can have a top 7 and wait on other guys to do more things in order to fill those slots. You don't have to have a top 10 for the. So right now, I would have a new way. We're gonna put aside getting caught with drugs, because a whole lot of fighters got caught with drugs in their system. I'm gonna do that. You can say Canelo with an asterisk if that's what you want to do. You gotta have Crawford. You gotta have Usyk. Usyk could be number 1, in my opinion. You gotta have Jermell Charlo. Phone lines open. Damn. I mean, for me. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What up, Coach? It's Truth from Jersey.
Truth from Jersey, talk to me. To my Cruz from Jersey, talk to me.
Yeah, listen, man. I'm glad you said it, because let me tell you something.
Cruz, I can barely hear you, fam. I can barely hear you.
How about now, Coach?
I can hear you better.
How about now? Okay. So I'm glad you said it during the show, man. Who you fight matters. Who you fight matters. And look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Devin Haney, with all due respect, yeah, he got undisputed. But to be honest with you, you said it during the show. Kambosos, we already knew that he wasn't nothing special. You know what I'm saying? His 15 minutes of fame is done. The rematch is coming up. I think it's going to go down the same way. But, bro, like you said, who you fight matters. I'm tired of seeing all these pound-for-pound lists. You know, like, there's an agenda, right? And this is why I love watching your show, because you're anti-narrative. And what I see with a lot of these different pound-for-pound lists, there's a lot of narrative involved, right? People, if certain promotion and companies want to make their fighters look better than others, I get it, right? Again, it's part of the unpopular things about the business. But with that being said, man, like I said, I just really believe that, like, who you fight matters. And that's why you, with all due respect, and I hope Doug and D doesn't get offended with this, I'm a 10 fan, but I've already given up on 10. I know that I will never see him in a legitimate pound-for-pound list as long as he stays with Mayweather Promotions. Like, I already know that, right? We already know that he's not fighting anyone of a high status. And this is why I think you mentioned earlier, that division, that 135, we still, as an audience, still do not know who is the best amongst all the horsemen, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, we don't.
Because they haven't fought each other. Yeah. And I think that's what's causing a lot of rift with Devin Haney, too. We still don't know if he's the man at that 135 division. Because thanks to with the protection plan, Devin Haney, he's fighting Kambosos. Teofimo Lopez, and I'm a fan of Teofimo Lopez, he messed up and he lost against, against Kambosos. So it's a whole thing, man. Either way, I'm really excited to see what your pound-for-pound list will be like. And I just love the show, man. I'm telling you. Anti-narrative. No go.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Shout out to Cruz, man. Cruz from Jersey. Appreciate that, fam. Hello, guys. We got the phone lines is hot. Phone lines is hot. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Jerry. What's up, Coach?
Jerry. Yes, sir. I need you to wrap it up in 2 minutes, my brother. Well, go ahead. Jerry from Baltimore. Talk to me.
Well, I always come back to your show because you're not biased. You're not racially biased. You don't cap for any fighters, and it's refreshing, man. You're doing the right thing. They're fighters, regardless of their race or their nationality. They're fighters, and that's how we should look at them. Real quickly on Devin Haney. Devin Haney and his fans got to realize you don't get on a pound-for-pound list by outpointing George Kambosos. Sorry, it was a good win, and you did become undisputed, but you don't get on the pound-for-pound list. Having said that, I don't think Loma, although he has an excellent body of work, I was just looking at his resume, this guy, all the fighters he fought were 25-0, 30-2. I mean, these guys have winning records right from the start.
Right.
But he is coming off of a loss a few fights ago, and I got him just outside of the top 10. But I also believe that Fury belongs on the top 10 list towards the top in the top 5. And I think Usyk is a little overrated. 2 wins over Anthony Joshua in the heavyweight division. His other 2 fights were basically garbage in the heavyweight division. And so he's better than Joshua. He outpointed him twice. Okay, that's fine. That's a good accomplishment. I know he did work at cruiserweight, but to me, he's maybe at the bottom of the top 10 and slightly overrated right now.
I respect your opinion. I don't agree with it, but as of late to that part. But if you're a heavyweight, you can't be in the top 10 pound for pound if you're a heavyweight. The only reason Usyk is there because he moved up from cruiserweight to heavyweight, so he's a 2-division world champion. But
he is a heavyweight. I don't agree with that logic neither. About, to me, if anyone belongs on a pound for pound list, it's heavyweights, because they're oftentimes fighting guys 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 pounds bigger than what they are. So with the other weight classes, we got to speculate as to how they would do against fighters outside of the weight class. In the heavyweight division, you're routinely fighting guys bigger than what you are.
But the purpose of the pound for pound is for the smaller fighters.
I never heard that. I'm just hearing that recently. People say that, but because Holyfield, Tyson, they was all on the pound for pound list. Lennox Lewis was on the pound for pound list. Roy Jones after he won. I mean, heavyweights have always. How can you discriminate against a whole weight division, especially fighters that are routinely fighting bigger guys? You got to do your you got to do your research on it.
Don't take my word for it. Just do your research on it, and you will see pound for pound was never created for heavyweights. But Jared, thank you so much for calling in.
They've always been on the list there, though, and they are right now. Tyson was the pound for pound.
On whose list? On whose list?
Well, that's the other argument. All these lists are subjective, because Devin Haney is probably pissed because, just quickly, is that he knows Oscar De La Hoya owns Ring Magazine, and he knows Oscar promotes Ryan Garcia, and I think he feels like he's being slighted a little bit. And from that angle, I can understand where he's coming from. Just from that angle. But the good news for Haney is he's a young dude. He got plenty of time to make his mark. He's already undisputed at 23. His biggest problem is be more exciting and be more marketable so you can get the fights that will further define you.
Okay. All right.
Thanks for taking my call, buddy.
Shout out, Jerry. Salute to Al Money. Hey, okay. Dropping that $2. Bam, super chat on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Al Money, what you say? He say salute, Steve. I also had Catterall beating Taylor. Yeah, I had Jack Catterall beating Taylor as well, fam. I did.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Mo City from H-Town, you know what I'm saying?
Mo City from H-Town, talk to me.
Hey, man, look, I see it like this, man. Devin only 23 years old. I'm not going to base it on age or all of his accomplishments or the lack thereof. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he undisputed. But he's still cooking, man. You just got in the game. You know what I'm saying? We knew LeBron was LeBron when he got there, and he did his thing, but wasn't nobody throwing him in the Hall of Fame until he had to do what he had to do. Mm-hmm. He still got some time. And for the Tank and the Ryan Garcia people putting them on pound for pounds, look, man, I'm going to tell you like another Texas brother say. A Geneva ain't a Rolex, and a Chrysler 300 ain't a Bentley, man. So at the end of the day, man, them boys ain't doing too much of nothing, and y'all quit lying to y'all self. That's my time, Coach. 8 times.
Hey, shout out to Shout out to Bo City. Shout out to Bo City. Bo City, boy. He got that Texas slang too, man. That H-Town slang too, boy. You get what I'm saying? But this is the thing, though, guys. Hold on, I got a super chat I missed. If you have a criteria, that's what you should go by, the criteria. So that's why I always ask the question, what is your criteria? Because everybody got a different criteria. My criteria, and I gave you guys my criteria. Level of competition. I gave you guys my criteria. Level of competition. How many top 10 fighters you fought? Did you clean out a division? Or did you dominate the division? How long did you dominate as a champion? That's my criteria. Shout out to the real McCoy. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
He said Spence has took belts away from guys just like Usyk. Yeah, he did take belts away, but what makes Usyk so unique, Usyk went to like, he went all over the world doing it. You know, Spence, he went to the UK, beat Kell Brook, but people will say that's you get what I'm saying? People will say, well, you know, Kell Brook was weight drained. He went up the weight, then he had to come back down, yada, 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 yada. So, you know, he fought Danny Garcia, but Danny Garcia, I don't rank him high at all. Danny Garcia ain't beat nobody in the welterweight division. He lost to all the top guys. You know, he beat Ugas. Ugas ain't no goddamn body, in my opinion. You know, he beat Manny Pacquiao, but Manny Pacquiao was 75 years old. I'm talking about Ugas did. He beat Sean Porter. He didn't fight. He haven't fought Keith Thurman. So, you know, and Terrence Crawford haven't fought Keith Thurman. Terrence Crawford didn't fight Pacquiao. Terrence Crawford didn't fight Ugas. Terrence Crawford didn't fight Danny Garcia. So, you know, these guys are going to have to fight each other in order for us to come to a conclusion for me to rank number one. I don't rank Crawford number one in the welterweight division, and I don't rank Spence number one in the welterweight division. And I don't give a damn about him having 3 belts. You know what I mean? Because all of those belts is on the same side of the street. And you get what I'm saying? It's the same argument for when Anthony Joshua had 3 belts and Wilder had 1 belt. And a lot of his fans are saying that, hey, you know, the fight with Wilder and Wilder's the number 1 guy because he's a big fish in a big pond. And Joshua, yeah, he got 3 belts, but he's a big fish in a little pond. So it's actually making him look bigger than what he is. You get what I'm saying? So this is why I have this criteria. I never go wrong with this criteria. But you do have an argument, but I'm just saying for me, you know, it's holes in it as it relates to Spence and Crawford.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Let's see, we got another super chat. Let me see, did I miss anyone else? Hold on. Crawford and Spence got to fight each other before we can see who the top dog is. If they don't fight each other, ain't no top dog in the welterweight division, as far as I'm concerned. If they don't fight each other. Shout out to damn, you know what? Damn, I just missed the shit. Okay, I got that super chat. Hold on, guys. I got that super chat. Shout out to Damian Bennett. Hey, okay. Dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
The pound for pound list was created for Sugar Ray Robinson. Yes, Jerry don't know that. He said that's what I heard. This is his first time ever hearing about it. I mean, it's crazy to me. A guy who's been watching boxing for years that he didn't know that. So I was like, I just didn't want to keep the conversation going on because you know Jerry can be pretty winded. I didn't want to keep the conversation going, so I just like whatever.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
Let's see. Jason Mones is Unicat. He says something about I'm a fan of Joshua. Now I'm a fan of Usyk. Unicat, Jason Mones, you probably one of the stupidest motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life. Why do you subscribe over here? I have no idea. Fool, I'm a fan of the sport of boxing. Joshua is one of my favorite heavyweights. I love Anthony Joshua. But Alexander Usyk, you've always heard me say that I like Alexander Usyk. I always told you that I've been following Alexander Usyk since 2013. I know a lot more about Alexander Usyk than a lot of these dudes on the internet. So if you've been watching my show, you would know that. But I know you don't know no better. You in your mama basement right now, jacking off or something. So it is what it is. But I don't know why you're over here. I really don't. Like Jason Mones, I don't know why you're over here, to be honest with you. You got 1 million accounts. But anyways, but you get what I'm saying though. You get what I'm saying? Pound for pound was made with Sugar Ray Robinson. So how do you put a heavyweight in there? And how do you put a heavyweight there who haven't fought all of the top guys? You get what I'm saying? So, but to each his own. To each his own. You're not going to convince me of your position. No one is going to convince me of your position. If you don't have this criteria, my criteria is my criteria, and that's what I go by. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Coach? This is Rick Ricardo, San Antonio.
Ricky Ricardo, San Antonio. Talk to me.
What's up, Coach? Good show. So I'll try to be as quick as possible, but I wanted to touch on something earlier I heard, and was reading that Loma's overrated. I don't believe he's overrated by any means. That's my opinion. I think his resume speaks for itself. And if he is overrated, you have to pick another fighter's resume at 135 you think is better.
Yeah.
My opinion on that. I don't put too much stock in the pound-for-pound list, so I'll start off with that. But in regard to the ESPN list, I would swap out Loma for Haney because belts matter. Activity matters. So that's where I stand on that. But my criteria, when I was making videos back in the day, like 9-10 years ago, I have it posted. So it ain't something I'm pulling out of my ass. Mine is caliber of opposition, dominance of division / undisputed, career-defining fights, and activity. Those are my 4.
Yeah, career-defining fights. You're right about that. That's another. I need to put that on my list too. You're right about that. That's another one. Career-defining fights. That can be added on there as well.
And let that sink in for those who want to come up with their list. My criteria, it pretty much comes from daring to be great. You know what I mean? What are the things that's how I came up with it. What would somebody do to dare to be great? And those were some of the things that's how I came up with mine. So there is no universal criterion boxing for pound overall. It's up to the individual, or it's up to the publications to pretty much put on there who they want. They have their own criteria. There's no set criteria. That's what sucks about it. So again, it's really going to be up to the individual to come up with their own opinion as to who they think. We can argue all day that the faces in blue, that people's faces are blue. But I did like you brought up something that I didn't really think about, because like I said, I don't put too much stock in the pound for pound, but you made a good point. You don't have to have 10 people. If there's only 5 people that make the fucking cut, that's it.
That's
it. 4. So I want to thank you. I thought that was good. I like that. You don't have to have 10.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because it might be some guys that you have on the bubble that you might move into that top 10, but that you just want to see them do, maybe have one more fight, or maybe have 2 more fights, or something of that sort. So you don't have to have a top 10. You don't have to have a top 10. You can say I got a top 10. You can say I got a top 10 pound for pound. As of right now, I can only see 6 or 7 fighters that I can put on this list based on my criteria. This is why I say, what is your criteria? I don't know, I don't know what everybody's criteria is. So based on my criteria, I don't have 10 fighters I don't have 10 fighters on there. Because shit, I would put Chocolatito in there. I love Chocolatito. That's one of my favorite. I love Chocolatito. But you get what I'm saying? So, like, what is your criteria? What is your criteria? You see what I'm saying? Everybody's criteria is different. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And for the record, I did have Usyk on when he fought Anthony the first time. I had Usyk up there already as number 1 when everybody had Canelo. So but I feel you on that, man. I looked at all the dynamics. You're talking about somebody. World champion is in the name. World champion. So you're going to somebody who's going to. You're looking at a fighter who's not only going through a gauntlet, a tournament. You're going through different countries. You're in their backyard, their territory, snatching up titles. Man, that is so fucking hard to do these days. So that was my reason for having Usyk. So we just happen to have that in common.
Yes, sir.
So that's my call, coach.
All right, shout out to Ricky Ricardo from San Antonio. Yeah, man. Yeah, you gotta, that's my criteria. That's my criteria. That's my criteria. As it relates to heavyweights being on the pound for pound, the reason why they made heavyweights have always got the shine in boxing. So when pound for pound was originally made, it was for Sugar Ray Robinson and fighters like him, the smaller fighters, because the heavyweight division has always been the creme de la creme of boxing. How do you now you can say who the top heavyweights is, that's just my opinion. But if Ring Magazine made a pound for pound and put a heavyweight as pound for pound, I disagree with that. So we just have a difference of opinion. I would never agree with anything like that, because when pound for pound was, hold on, Carter. When pound for pound was originally put together, heavyweights was never taken into consideration. Ring Magazine does their own thing, so I don't even, they do their own thing. Carter, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yes, hello. This is M.O. I'm calling from El Paso.
M.O. from El Paso.
Malachi, how are you doing?
Doing fine, sir. Talk to me.
The afro, I'm liking the afro. But just to get straight into it, first I want to answer the question of the title of the video, whether Devin Haney and Jermell Charlo are disrespected. I think to a degree they are.
Canelo's on there
would
too.
I put
Canelo's on there too.
Oh yes, Canelo. Yeah, I mean, for all the things that Canelo has done, all his record, you can't discredit everything that he's done. So now, just because he's taken another loss, I mean, but that's with the sport of boxing. Once you take a loss, everyone forgets what you've already done. So
Yeah. They try to discredit you. They try to discredit you today. Today, the fighters who are doing great things get discredited, and the fighters who ain't doing shit get the praise. And that's what I see that's going on today.
Exactly. So I mean, I'm not the biggest Canelo fan, but I still have to, call a spade a spade. I mean, he's done a lot in the sport of boxing, so you can't just discredit him after two losses in his career. But yeah, so I do feel like all three of those fighters get certain disrespect. Would I put Devin Haney on the pound for pound list? The only reason why I would is because you see like people like Lomachenko on the list. Well, Lomachenko has taken multiple losses at this point, so there's it's questionable whether
what's your criteria
still be on the
well, we got other calls calling in, but can you summarize it? What is your criteria for pound?
Well, I have the same criteria for you, but I add one more thing, and it's a disqualification. I feel as though if you ever tested positive for any banned substance, that you should be excluded from the pound for pound list. But I have the same criteria as you.
Okay. All right. Listen, man. Mo from El Paso. Thank you so much, brother, for calling in. Salute to you, fam. You get what I'm saying, guys? Like that. I mean, that's just what it is. You have to have a criteria. See, if you have a criteria, it takes the emotion out of it. It takes the emotion out of it, and it makes you become analytical. You got to use the analytical part of your brain, and you got to be like, okay, you make a valid point, GGS. You make a valid point. No drug cheats. So you can say, well, shit, if a person got popped dirty, he don't deserve to be in the pound for pound list. You can make that argument. You can make that argument, fam. I'm not. I can't argue.
To send a voicemail.
Hold on, guys.
Press 2.
I can't argue with that. You can make that argument. Call it what's your name, where you calling from.
Hey, how you doing? My name's Ivo Dave. I'm a huge fan of your channel.
What's your name? What's your name is my brother? Ike?
Ivo Dave.
Oh, so my Ivo Dave. Okay, Ivo Dave, talk to me, fam. Where
I'm
you
loving your pound.
Where you calling from, fam?
Oh, yeah. Currently, I'm living in California. I just moved here a couple of years ago. So
yes, sir. Talk to me, my brother. Talk to me.
So I'm liking your list, man. I appreciate someone who who keeps that old school list, man. I haven't seen that in a minute, man. People don't tend to acknowledge the fact that fighters that are on the same side of the street are fighters that have to drive or go across the ocean.
Yeah.
Like, people don't understand the difficulty of that. So I'm loving it. As for like the question at hand, is Devin Haney the most disrespected undisputed champion? Yes and no. I mean, I think the biggest downside of it is that he went out of his way to argue with the fucking guy who holds the belt, like the organization. But the issue at hand for Devin Haney is that he really has two noticeable fights. One is, I think it was Linares, and the other one is Kambosos.
Okay.
So, like, those two fights together are not like at that same caliber. Like, you could make a case for Lomachenko because he was the guy who beat the people.
Right.
But I can't have him on the list right now because, one, he hasn't fought anyone in like he can make the case for Ukraine. I'm Ukrainian, so like I understand, but like you can't be on the list if you haven't fought anyone of note yet.
And this is the thing. This is the thing. Just because you have a top 10 pound for pound list doesn't mean you have to fill in all of the slots. It may be only 5 fighters that meet your criteria, and Lomachenko may be the next guy to go on there. Or what about Cool Boy Steph? Steph, I keep forgetting about Steph. Cool Boy Steph can go on there, but it may be just maybe one or two things you may want to see them do in order to get on that list. That's why I say if you have a criteria, it's very subjective. It's very subjective. If you have a criteria and everybody's criteria is different, I don't know what Ring Magazine criteria is. I just gave you my criteria, and that's what I look at. It's not based on race, color, nationality, how many social media followers you have, what city you from, what country you from. My criteria doesn't give a damn about any of that. Do you check these boxes, irregardless of where you from, what your nationality is, how much money you got, how many arenas you're selling out? If you check these boxes, that's how you get on my list, and that's how I see it.
And I respect that, man, 100%. I think the biggest downside is people who start putting heavyweight boxers on there, man, because like heavyweights, like you said, are the creme de la creme. There's an old saying: if the heavyweight division is thriving, that's how you know boxing is as well.
Right.
Because the heavyweight division is like the face of boxing. This is not something that's subjective.
Right.
It's 100% a fact. So, I'm loving. I love your.
We got other calls
Yep,
calling in.
I love your channel. Stay safe, boss man. Have a wonderful day.
Shout out to Dave calling from Cali, man. Salute to you, fam. I wanna try to let everybody call in, guys. So please forgive me. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Antonio Brown. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, brother. Antonio Brown, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Vegas.
I'm Antonio from Vegas. Talk to me.
So I was just going to speak about what the bro said before. He pretty much pretty much Lomachenko is the one who really hasn't fought anyone. He only got like 18 fights. He got 2 losses. ESPN tried to get rid of the 2 losses.
Okay.
Tried to give him an O again. Pretty much Devin Haney been fighting everybody. Ryan Garcia didn't want to fight. He fought Linares. He also fought Isaac Cruz. I think it was Isaac Cruz or Jojo Diaz is one of them. He fought who Ryan Garcia didn't want to fight. He been pretty much doing all the work. He the reason Loma Chicken, signed up for the witness protection with the restraining order with the franchise belt. Got a restraining order against Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? He was supposed to be his mandatory. You know what I'm saying? From jump. He's supposed to be, matter of fact, he jumped him to fight I can't remember old dude's name. He jumped him to fight him, but he comes up, short with the franchise, you know what I'm saying? So then y'all calling Dev the email camp when Lomachenko the one who gave up the belt. And I feel like if we talking about somebody being disrespected, that's very disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? And for them to first call him the email champ because he running his ass about the yard, he ran him about the yard, didn't want to fight, gave up the belt. So since he wanted to do that, y'all call him the email champ. Then he come back, beat the man that beat him, and he already lost to Salido. They tried to get rid of that loss to Salido when he was fighting Teofimo. They're calling it Undisputed when they know Devin Haney got the WBC belt. Yeah. That shit is disrespectful. That's very disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? So who's more disrespected? He the youngest promoter that ever lived. He's the youngest boxing promoter that ever lived. You look it up. Like, this dude's in the Hall of Fame anyway. He's the youngest person in the 4-belt era. We got
other calls calling in.
Okay, I got you. Hold on, one more thing. Cool Boy Steph do need to be on there. I knew he's scared of him. He said he ain't never fought no black fighters. He ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? So look out for him, man. There's a lot of people supposed to be on there. Alexander Usyk and the heavyweights ain't supposed to be on there.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't supposed to be on there. So I hear you, bro.
All right, shout out
man,
Antonio.
there's a lot of stuff going on with this pound for pound. Thanks for talking about it, man.
Yes, sir. Salute to you, fam. Salute to Antonio, man. We got other calls calling in. The phone lines is hot. the phone lines is hot. I'm trying to get everybody in, guys. We got to keep the calls to 2 minutes. I'm trying to get everybody in. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Coach? This is Adrian.
Adrian, talk to me, fam. Talk to me.
I love Haney. I love Lomachenko. But God damn it, we gotta straighten this out, man. A lot of people are giving my boy Lomachenko a lot of hate. Yeah. They keep on saying, they're all mad because Lomachenko's up there and Haney ain't. I respect that. I understand that. And Dougie Fisher is a great. I love Dougie Fisher. I love the way he went straight at Haney. He had balls to do that. And I love the way Charlo came up and support Haney. Everybody should support Haney. He's done so much that anybody else at 23 other than Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather, Muhammad Ali, great ones that are supposed to be great. That's where Haney is going. He's going to be great. And for this panel, for the Ring Magazine, even ESPN doesn't even have Devin Haney as the top dog up there, top 10. Right. So we got to look at it. We can't just judge, Dougie and the Ring Magazine. The Ring Magazine is a very illustrious, very gold standard for our boxing on rankings. They've been in the system for a long time, Coach. Okay. And remember, we're gonna settle the debate.
You got to take into consideration now that the ring of back in the day and the ring of today is different because now Oscar De La Hoya owns it. So whatever criteria the Ring Magazine had at that time, a lot of people feel that it's lost credibility, especially since Oscar De La Hoya owns the company. So I don't, you know, that I just want to throw that out there, whatever that means.
Yeah, that's good. But I also see that Ring Magazine had Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather ranked up there in 2015 for, you know, and it was a hell of a, I mean, I respect the Ring Magazine even till this day. It's like they tell me about, you know, let's just be respectful because the Ring Magazine is the Bible of boxing.
Yeah,
I know, Coach. I'm sorry. One more thing. The whole debate is about, you know, is it fair or not fair? At the end of the day, we're going to see in the future, not that long from now,
right,
Lomachenko versus Devin Haney. And then from there, the debate will be done. And then we will see the rankings come out. And then we will see Haney be on top. That's all I got to say. I love Lomachenko, but let's stop hating on the guy. I mean, the guy's trying to come back and be a legend as he always has been.
All right, shout out to Adrian from Dallas. Dundada say the Ring Magazine is the gold standard. I would say the Ring Magazine was the gold standard. In order to still stay the gold standard, you will have to keep the same criteria that established the Ring Magazine as the gold standard. Once you get away from that criteria, you can no longer be considered the gold standard anymore. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
How you doing there, coaches? Nigel from the UK. How you doing?
Nigel from the UK. Talk to me.
Well, to answer your question, is Devin Haney the most disrespected fighter with regards to the pound list? I say he's not. There's a fighter by the name of Kazuto Ioka, a 4-weight champion from Japan, who has never really featured on the list at all. He's the most disrespected in my eyes. You know what I mean? He's always been fighting the top levels in his divisions, even though from like minimum weight through to super fly, you know? So that's all I've got to say in that one. It's Kazuto Ioka is the most disrespected there, in my opinion. If you don't know who he is, anyone, look him up. You'll see what I'm on about. Multiple weight champion. He's an excellent fighter.
All right, shout out to Nigel, man, from the UK. Thank you, fam. Thanks for calling me. Phone lines is, God damn, hey, the phone lines is burning up. The phone lines is burning up, man. God damn. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Fat. I'm calling from Baltimore, Coach. What it is?
Calling from Baltimore. What's say that again, fam? What's your name?
Fat.
Oh, Fat from Baltimore. Talk to me, fam.
Yes, sir. Man, you already know they disrespect Haney. It don't even make no sense. He undisputed. Now all of a sudden belts don't matter, and you know, like I just don't get it. At first I understood they didn't want to do business with Eddie Hearn. I understood that, but for Lomachenko to still be up there in top 10, he done lost. Like the first person I seen him go against had Raw Taylor and Teofimo Lopez, he lost. Like it seemed like he was scared. Like he got overwhelmed. So I think that for real, had Devin Haney had Kambosos not beat Lopez, I don't even think Lopez would have fought Haney. So I think they playing like some game with him where they tried to keep the glory from him anyway, but he overcame that and got it anyway. Honestly, he need to just keep his, I ain't gonna say keep his head down, but don't even worry about it too much for real, because he gonna get everything that he working for, because people, they already talking about, oh, you got Ryan Garcia, I'm staying up at 140. Tank, I don't know what Tank doing. Tank said he wanted to fight him, then at the fight, when he was in the ring with Jim Gray, he used the same company line. So I don't get it. Like, ain't nobody being consistent but him and Shakur. But now that they got all the belts, now everybody, oh, I don't like belts no more. We ain't fighting for belts now. And then another thing too. Anthony Joshua surprised me with that bullshit. He gonna say the same thing. Oh, the belts don't matter. So that's why you lost in the Usyk. Like that, because you get niggas head that their head ain't right.
All right, but listen, man. Hey,
So
Fat, thank you so much, my brother, for calling in, man. You said your piece. Thank you, fam. Okay, salute. Have a good day, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, guys. I want to say one more thing. Guys. I want to say one more thing. We did a whole lot of goddamn calls came in today. I want to say one more thing, guys. Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury. We don't know if this fight is going to happen as of now, but I have to point this out. It is reported that Alexander Usyk, shout out to my sister Lisa Bell's in the building, Blessed 365. My sister Blessed 365 in the building. Hey guys, I need you guys to help me out, man. I'm trying to get to 300 likes, man. We need 17 more likes. Please help me out with the likes. Shout out to Food Revolution. For dropping that quarter of a bam dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Full Revolution, I saw your super chat way up there. I got it right there, and I forgot to mention it.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
This is the last call. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Jerry Rice, San Francisco.
Jerry Rice from San Francisco. Talk to me.
So pretty much, man. Now we get to Max Kellerman. Once Devin does win the championship, now Max Kellerman turns around and doesn't want to call him undisputed. ESPN try to say George Kambosos and Teofimo Lopez were undisputed before Devin Haney and all this stuff, and then the British announcers announced it differently. So pretty much what happens is you got so much disrespect for Devin Haney that now they took him off, put him on, and they took him off. Right? He's fighting for ESPN, fighting with Top Rank. He's doing independent contract work, getting his bread per diem. You know what I'm saying? He know what he's doing, and he got to go through all this racism and all this different nuanced bullshit that they be doing to us. So I'm like, man, they so disrespectful for Devin Haney that they double down with shit that ain't true. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, Lomachenko really didn't want to fight Devin Haney. Really did petition for the franchise belt.
Yeah.
Go ask Mauricio Sulu.
No, that's
you know
true.
what I'm saying?
That's
So let's be real about stuff. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody coming after Lomachenko. We saying the real. We putting it out there to saying, no, Devin Haney is the top dog. Ain't no reason for him to fight no Lomachenko when Lomachenko already he got Teofimo and George Kambosos problems. You know what I'm saying? He fighting his sparring partner right now. Come on, man. Let's stop playing right now, man. Y'all don't even know what's going on right now, man. It's been going on for years. And Max Kellerman really the one that's been doing it. Oh, you the email champ. Now you don't want to call him undisputed right after you win. All the shit ESPN do. Joe Tessitore, Mike Coppinger, all of them, you know what I'm saying? They do all kinds of bullshit. And it's just like, yo, man, if y'all gonna keep doing this shit, you know what I'm saying, and being disrespectful to the champs, y'all got heavyweights on the shit, so y'all can't put no black fighters on there.
So
y'all really disrespectful right now.
Let me ask you a question. Do you feel that Devin Haney and people like yourselves, let all of this stuff that you're saying, the way you feel about Max Kellerman and ESPN and all of that stuff there, do you feel that there's too much importance? You're putting too much weight on what they say, how they feel, especially if you know that Max Kellerman has a double standard. I agree with you with the double standard. The double standard issue.
Well, I mean,
absolutely, but I absolutely agree with the double standard. But do you feel that, okay, if you know that this is the way they roll, this is how you feel, I'm trying to figure out why would Devin, someone like yourself, even get upset at what Max Kellerman or ESPN does when you automatically know this is what they do. You get what I'm saying?
Well, no, it's not that. It's because he actually has to work with them. So he was working with DAZN and everything, but now he's doing his bid with them right now, and he's doing his CEO, stuff. So if he's doing that, then pretty much Max Kellerman them should be trying to pump him up to sell his fights better, not try to promote him in something else. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be getting ready to fight Gervonta Davis and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? He ain't worried about no Lomachenko, bro. Promise. Because Lomachenko has been calling no Gervonta Davis. I promise. He got Devin Haney problems. See, Devin Haney done cleaned out the division. So y'all being disrespectful by not putting this man on there, and y'all got this man. He ain't even got the Ring Magazine belt, but he on the Ring Magazine top 10. Like, come on, bro. Y'all being very disrespectful to this brother, man. Y'all do anything y'all can to keep these white dudes. Tyson Fury retired. Tyson Fury retired, and he's a heavyweight. Usyk is a heavyweight. Lomachenko pretty much was retired and was fighting war and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But he got Teofimo Lopez problems. He had George Kambosos problems, you know what I'm saying? And Devin Haney cleaned all that up by just some weird fate twist that it would come to be. He had to go to war, you know what I'm saying? And now he's back from war. I don't know if that's AWOL or what, but I mean, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy, man. You come AWOL just to come fight, or AWIL just to come fight the black dude once you get the belt. You weren't worried about fighting nobody. You know what I'm saying? When Teofimo and George Kambosos had the belt, soon as Devin Haney got the belt, now it's about as soon after Devin Haney beat Kambosos, he said Lomachenko coming back.
All right. Hey, Jared Rice, salute to you, fam, man.
Hey, Terrence Crawford got a racism lawsuit with Bob Arum, man, right now. So this is not far fetched. Okay, these are things that we have pretty much seen throughout the history of Floyd Mayweather, Terrence Crawford, and a lot of other people. You know.
All right, Jared, shout out to you, fam. Shout out to Jared from San Francisco. Salute you, fam. The brother said his piece. Shout out to my sister Bless 365. For dropping that half for bam, dub on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Bless say, welcome to the Devin Haney's Player Haters Ball.
Down from the bar, there's a platform stage. People pimping, sharp as razor blades.
The brothers say this been going on a long time, the man with the racism and stuff like that. You know, this is what the brothers say.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything you say, 5. Go ahead, ask me a question. Did you? 5.
Hey, that was so good. We got to hear that one more time.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything you say, 5. Go ahead, ask me a question. Did you? 5.
I want to thank the whole hood who came out here. I love y'all. I did this for the hood. Y'all know I beat that boy.
It is what it is, man.
Hurting the group. I'm the best thing ever happened to this damn group. Nobody's bigger than the group. Y'all ain't stupid. I'm the one selling the records. They coming to see me. They coming to see the Temptations. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
It is what it is, man. Let me give everybody a shout out, man.
You wish you could work it the way I do, but you can't. You're begging me not to leave you, and I refuse to let you go.
My boy Fred. Shout out to Dante. Shout out to Chicken Belly. What's up, baby? Shout out to Damian Bennett for B More. Shout out to my main man Charlo. Shout out to Knockdown 305. Shout out to Ahmed. Shout out to Thomas Jones. 50 on the fights. Shout out to my sister Misfit. Shout out to Retro Boss and the documentaries. Shout out to School of X-Man. Shout out to Mark Nash. Shout out to Philly Fly. Shout out to Agent Big Daddy. Shout out to A. Sneed. Shout out to Dr. Paul Evans. Shout out to my sister Arlette from Harlem. Shout out to Lisa Bales. Shout out to Smith and West from Detroit. Shout out to Punch Perfect Boxing. Shout out to Here to There. Shout out to True Gritter 402. Shout out to Hell Hero Elite. Shout out to Jay Rodriguez. Shout out to Folo Bond. As a matter of fact, shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody, man. Everybody, Bless 365, Karma Serene. It's something I wanted to say, though. I almost forgot. Something I wanted to say. Shout out to Mo City from H-Town. Shout out to Jared from B-More. Shout out to Steve Kim from LA. Yay. Shout out to Ricky Ricardo from San Antonio. Shout out to Mo from El Paso. Shout out to Ivo Dave from Cali. Shout out to Antonio Brown from Vegas. Shout out to Adrian from Dallas. Shout out to Nigel from the UK. Shout out to Fat from Baltimore. Shout out to Jerry Rice from San Francisco. Shout out to Bush the Can Man Cassidy. Shout out to Bishop Don Magic Wand. Shout out to Major Key Boxing. Shout out to Hulk from Maryland. Shout out to Deborah Booker. Shout out to Dog Right Side. Shout out to Lady Shan Dunham Season. Shout out to Frank the Tank with the Big Bank. Shout out to Al Money. Shout out to Frank Forbes. Shout out to Swift 718. Shout out to the one Mr. Ham. Shout out to John Doe. What up, Doe? Shout out to Boss Dog. What's going on, fam? Shout out to El Lobo. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to Real Talk. Shout out to the Mad Titan. Got another super chat over here, man. I got one more thing I want to say. Shout out to the Real McCoy for dropping that $2. Bam, done with you, boy.
Super chat received.
Hey, the Real McCoy, that was funny. Otis's face was hilarious, dog. Otis's face was hilarious.
Hurting the group. I'm the best thing ever happened to this damn group.
Nobody's bigger than the group.
Y'all ain't stupid. I'm the one selling the records. They coming to see me.
They coming to see the Temptations.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
He deserves an Oscar. He deserves an Oscar for that line alone. That line alone, he deserves an Oscar, dog. That man got to get an Oscar for that one, bro. He's supposed to got an Oscar. Shout out to Matty Yoel. Remember that $2. Bam, super chat on your boy.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Matty Yoel. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Al Simmons, man. Rickety Rocket. Frank Forbes. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I got one more thing I need to say, though, before we close the show. Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury, according to sources and reports that they got out there on the internet, guys, they have agreed. I'm not saying they have a contract. I'm not saying that. But they have agreed to fight each other for a 50-50 purse split. Where am I going at with this? I'm fixing to tell you right now. Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury have agreed to fight each other with a 50-50 purse split. When it comes to Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua fixing to fight each other, notice the fan base. The fan bases, oh man, you know, it should be 50-50 because Anthony Joshua, he a big fish in a small pond. America is a bigger country. Deontay Wilder is a big fish over here in America. Check this out. I'm showing where I'm going at with this. You didn't hear that from Usyk and Joshua fan bases. When Usyk and Joshua fought. You're not hearing that from Usyk and Fury fan bases right now. Right? I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. My fighter did the heavy lifting. 60-40, 70-30, 80-20. Sign the contract, take whatever we give you. When it was Wilder fighting Joshua, well, you know, negotiations to fight Joshua, trying to fight Joshua. Joshua had 3 belts, while Wilder had 1 belt. Doing the heavy lifting argument was nowhere to be found. Doing the heavy lifting argument was nowhere to be found. When it was Wilder fans talking about what the purse split should be with Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua had 3 belts. Wilder had 1 belt. And guess what? They wasn't talking about what Joshua should get the most money because of the heavy lifting. When Joshua fought Usyk, you didn't hear any heavy lifting talk. You didn't hear any sign the contract 70-30, 80-20, 90-10. Take whatever we give you. You didn't hear that. Now that Fury and Usyk is fixing to fight each other, they talking about fighting each other. They've already agreed it's going to be a 50-50 purse split. But when it come to Errol Spence fans and Terrence Crawford fans, 70-30, 80-20, 60-40, sign the contract. My fighter did the heavy lifting. Where was that energy at when Wilder and Joshua? Why we didn't hear that with Usyk and Joshua? Why we not hearing that with Usyk and Fury? When it comes to certain fan bases over here in America, black fan bases, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all always come with that bullshit. Y'all always come with that bullshit. See how I just blowed that shit up? When it's Wilder fighting Joshua, it's supposed to be 50-50. The wrong side of the street, the heavy lifting, that's nowhere to be found. But when it comes to Joshua, when it comes to Crawford and Spence, it's 70-30, 80-20, 60-40, big fish. My fighter doing the heavy lifting. I just bodied you niggas with your own narrative.
True.
Blow your ass up. I blow your ass up every time. Other than that, that's it. Is that what Coach Malachi Williams signing out? New Media Today, USA Boxing. It is what it is, man. We're going to make it do what it do, man. And we're going to go out. We're going to go out like this here, man. Let's do this like this here. As a matter of fact, let's sing a song. Let's sing a song, guys. Let's sing a song. Where my dog at? Where my dog Booger Ray? Where my dog Booger Ray? Where my dog Booger Ray at? And I just want to sing a song.
Sunshine when Tank's gone.
I'll smack the shit out of him in front of everybody.
Only dark times for you.
I mean, just throw Haney's name in the hat. There is no fucking hat.
Ain't no sunshine when Tank's gone.
I don't play them type of games.
Leonard L.B. Why you always talking about me?
Didn't you fucking learn your lesson from that? With AJ?
Ain't no sunshine when Tank's gone.
I'll knock that motherfucker's hole out. Period.
Only dark times for you.
Ain't no hats to throw nothing in here. We're running a fucking business.
Ain't no sunshine when Tank's gone.
You fucking idiot.
Leonard L.B. Why you always talking about me?
And this is why they don't like me. Because even though I have a GED, I have a master's degree in common sense. And common sense beat nigger-splaining every day of the week, 7 days of the week, and twice on Sundays. We holler. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You know my motto. Don't meet me there, beat me there. But let's go out with Dave Chappelle.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything you say, 5. Go ahead, ask me a question. Did you?
Don't beat me there, beat me there. See you guys tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go. Come on.